Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would share with you guys a little story time. I don't think I've ever posted this before on YouTube, and if I did, I'm really sorry. I just enjoy telling this story over and over again, I guess. But I wanted to share how Chris and I met, because today, July 16th, marks 9 years that Chris and I have known each other. So let's jump in, because you guys know I'm very long-winded. So Chris and I met while we both worked at Maury's Piers in Wildwood. It's an amusement park right there on the beach. Chris was an extreme ride operator and I was a regular ride operator. So July 16th of 2008, Chris and I met while attending an in-service class. In-service classes could be about just topics that pertain to the industry. It could be about, you know, making sure you stay hydrated, you use sunblock. It could be incidents that happened at other piers nearby, or not piers, amusement parks nearby, and just trying to prevent it from happening at Maury's. So on July 16th, we're in in service, but we're in this classroom. It's the same class that they have orientation in, so that's probably why I think this. I'm already sitting at the table. I'm at the table closest to the window on the far right side. And there was an extreme ride manager there sitting with me already. And I remember Chris walking in, and he was in a green shirt and he was in jeans. And I just remember thinking, he's kind of cute. Came in with a motorcycle helmet, and I'm like, okay. And he came and sat with us. And before this, I'd never met Chris before. Didn't know who he was. I'm like, okay. And he started talking to the manager, and the manager was asking where his two friends were. And he's like, oh, they're doing their ASVAB test today. They won't be here. They're gonna have to go to a different class. And he's like, oh, okay. So this class, we were drawing pictures and making descriptive clues about our rides, because our trainer for the class was saying how, you know, you come to Maury's, you're working, and you don't always get to go see the other piers, or you don't get to experience them the way that one of our customers will. And so they were trying to get people to identify where different things were, so when people did ask, you could guide them in the right direction. So we're drawing these pictures. Now mind you, Chris and I are terrible at drawing. Like, we are terrible. We could not draw to save our lives. So let's just put that disclaimer out there. So we're drawing and we're making these clues, and the manager for the extreme rides looks to Chris and goes, can one of my clues be that, you know, everybody screams on my ride? And he goes, don't people scream on other rides? And he's like, and like, I knew what ride this guy worked at. So we're like talking different things, and I made my clue. And now, mind you, I'm running the carousel, and not a normal carousel. I'm operating like this mystical, weird one with dragons and bunnies and tigers. Like, and that was one of my clues. It's a mystical ride with dragons, bunnies, tigers, oh my. And they just start laughing at me because it was funny. So we're doing this thing, we hand in our papers, and they start reading them out. And like, I knew all these rides. I've been coming to Maury's my whole entire life. I know every ride on all the piers. Been on almost everything. And you know, I'm guessing these things, and the trainer goes, yeah, Danielle, you need to stop. We know you know where these are. Other people need to guess now. So Chris laughs at that, and then he's like texting somebody on the table. So I was like, really? You're texting? Really? Now mind you, he has a flip phone at this time. This was when flip phones were like the bomb. So he has a flip phone and he's texting, and I just made a statement, and then class was like over relatively soon. So I remember him walking out, and he walked one way towards his motorcycle and I walked the other way. Now mind you, as I'm leaving, I'm just like, I cannot believe that I let this guy walk away without finding out what pier he worked on, or, you know, if I could get his number or anything, because I didn't know. And I was like, I cannot believe I did that. Now mind you, I did know a couple of his friends, and I did know his manager, so I was like, okay, maybe I can find out where he works from them. And I went back to where I was staying, and I met up with my sister and my friend, and we went back up to the rides, like to go on the rides at this time. And as fate would have it, I ran into Chris. He was going on the Sky Coaster I really wanted to go on. the guys that were operating were like, look, you know, we're gonna have a long day. I really don't want to do 2 rides right off the bat. So if he'll say you can ride with him, you can ride with him. I said, okay. So I asked him, I said, hey, can I ride with you? He's like, I guess. So I went in and I got suited up to go ride. We went up, we got harnessed up to go. And they're like, okay, now it's time for you to lock arms. And I kind of was like, yeah, no, I'm not locking arms with him. He smells. And I just started laughing. Like, at this time, I'm super nervous. I've never been nervous going on rides, but I was so nervous going on rides with Chris, especially this one. And I don't know why. I was just super, super nervous and very anxious and just saying stupid things. So as we're being pulled up to the top of the tower, he looks over at me and goes, you better not scream. I don't like riding with screamers. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I won't scream. He's like, we'll see. So he pulls the ripcord, we go ride the ride, didn't scream, didn't nothing. And we get off the ride and we're walking down the stairs and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna ask this guy for his number? Like, this time I've seen you twice in one day. How am I gonna ask you for your number? Like, I really wanted his number. I really wanted to get to know him. And I was so nervous. Like, I wasn't always like this outgoing person. So, I mean, once I know you, I can talk your ear off. But before that, if I don't know you, I don't. So I was like, how do I get this guy's number? And I took off the harness and I'm going to reach for my stuff, like my phone and stuff. And I was like, that's it. Because his phone and stuff were in the box. So I took his phone. Yes, I kidnapped his phone. As the sane, normal person that I am, I kidnapped his phone. And I took his phone and I forced him to go on rides with me. And in the midst of going on rides, I texted my phone from his phone. And so I saved the number in my phone and then I gave him his phone back. The last ride we go on, I'm standing next to him and I texted him and he's like, who's this? And I was like, the person to your left. Now there was nobody to his left, I was on his right. He goes, yeah, you're on my right side. I said, yeah, but you're on my left. So, and you know, we just started talking. And now the rest is history, because obviously 9 years later, we're together, we're married, have a kid, 3 dogs, 2 cats, and all the fun stuff that goes with. But that is how Chris and I met while working at Maurice Pierce. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and we'll see you again soon for another video. Bye, guys.